Alright, hello everyone, it is silverkyle, and today I'm going to be going over all the video games that I am looking forward to in quarter 2 of 2020. So that's April, May, and June of 2020. Now, I delayed this video by a little bit because we're already halfway through April because there's hardly any video games that I'm really looking forward to in the next few months. It's crazy how, obviously because of everything that's going on, this is probably one of the reasons why we don't have a bunch of games coming out in the next few months. But I feel that even at the beginning of the year, we would have heard about more games coming out in April, May, and June. Like, we really should have heard more so April and May. June was kind of far away by that point. But still, it's really odd that we don't have a lot of games, especially back then, because nothing was going on in January. Like, nobody was anticipating this to blow up as much as it did. So, either way, though, there's still a ton of games that I'm looking for, or some games that I'm looking forward to in the next few months. Let's start with April. Resident Evil 3, which came out on April 3rd. I am looking forward to that. I've never really played any of the Resident Evil games. Oh, I've played 4. But I've always heard about Resident Evil, obviously, and I kept seeing, I think some of my friends would play those games. Resident Evil 3 I've seen a lot of. Actually, with Nemesis, I always thought that was a cool idea, this gigantic guy. I like the look of him, especially as a kid when I was growing up. Like, seeing the look of Nemesis just was, I don't know, neat to me, I guess. Because he looks so messed up and he's all massive and he's just going around and killing, and it's just, I like that idea. I normally don't like horror games or like the horror genre in movies and TV shows and all that. I don't really care because it's more so for jump scares and it's gore, and I don't really care for either. Jump scares I don't care for, and gore doesn't do anything for me. I'll watch it, like a Game of Thrones is relatively gory, Saw and all that kind of stuff. They are gory, but they don't do anything for me at all. It's just gore. Whereas being creeped out and afraid, more creeped out. I like thrillers. That's the kind of thing that I like, when you start thinking about things a lot more than what you're actually seeing. And supernatural stuff I very much enjoy, but more so on like UFOs and Bigfoot and monsters. Zombies I feel like have been done to death at this point. But either way, looking forward to Resident Evil 3. I'll probably pick, I would like to start with the originals though, and get the first one, the second one, and then play Resident Evil 3. I like chronological things. Next up, Final Fantasy VII, which came out on April 10th. I have this game. It just came out it came into me a few days ago. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, I think the Final Fantasy VII is the biggest game in quarter 2 as of this point, for myself definitely, and I think a lot of other people as well. Final Fantasy VII is fantastic. Trials of Mana is coming out on April 24th. Now this is the remake or remaster. No, it's the remake of the original Trials of Mana, which we never really got in the West until recently, where they released the actual Trials of Mana in a collection. But I think you could get it digitally as well, just that specific game, with Secret of Mana and the first Mana game, which I think was just called Final Fantasy Adventure or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. Final Fantasy something. So that I'm looking forward to, but I've never played any of the Mana series, so I don't know if I want to play the actual collection, like the original games that were on the Super Nintendo. Well, the Secret and Trials of Mana were on the Super Nintendo. The other one was Game Boy, I think. So, but the remake really has me interested. It looks really fun and my type of game, so we'll see. Next up is Gears Tactics, coming out on April 28th. I am looking forward to this, but Gears is not a setting that I was really thinking of. I love tactics games, like that strategy RPGs. That's my kind of thing. But the Gears universe isn't something that I'm really excited to go into and have a tactics game. I'm probably gonna have to wait for more reviews of this game and to see more gameplay of it, potentially, to see if I would really want to pick it up. And if I do, I don't think I'll be buying it at full price. This would be waiting until it goes down to like maybe $20 or something like that. All right, so that's it from April. 4 games, that's it. May, Iron Man VR, May 15th. This is a game that I had in the first quarter because it was supposed to come out earlier this year, and they got delayed until May 15th. I'm kind of looking forward to this, but I'm going to have to see reviews and a lot of gameplay because I like the idea, but I don't think that they're doing it correctly, or at least what they've shown doesn't have me too excited for this game. So I'm definitely going to have to wait for reviews of it and to see more gameplay. Next one I'm actually looking forward to a lot, but I think it's only going to be digital, and that really bothers me, but I think I'll bite the bullet because this game, surprisingly, has me excited for it, and that's Minecraft Dungeons coming out on May 26th. It's a top-down, Diablo-esque type of game, and I'm looking forward to it. In the Minecraft world. It's weird that Gears, which I should be much more excited about, and I'm like, I don't really care about going into that setting. But Minecraft, whoa! I think it's because it's a dungeon crawl game, and that's much more my cup of tea. So that's why I'm looking forward to it. But I think I'm gonna get that day one, especially if it's digital. I'll get it day one. If it's physical, I'll have to wait a few days until it gets to me. But I would love so much more to have a physical copy of that game. Fingers crossed. I don't think it's happening though. Next up is a game that I think is delayed indefinitely. It was supposed to be The Last of Us Part 2, which was supposed to come out on May 29th, but I from everything I'm hearing, it is delayed once again. And that's another series that normally I love sequels, but this is one of the games that I really very much enjoyed. I love Naughty Dog. I love the Uncharted series. I want as many sequels as possible in there. But Last of Us, I was just like, the first one was a really good game. I don't feel like I ever really need to go back to that world. It was more so about the atmosphere and the characters. I feel we have so many post-apocalyptic games now. That was a good one, definitely one of the better ones, if not the best post-apocalyptic game that I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. But I never felt like I needed to go back to it, so not now anyway. And it's been years since the first, 2013 I think was the first one. 7 years later, and I'm still like, I'm good. Next up, I'm really looking forward to is Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition on May 29th, coming out for the Switch. I'm so happy about that. I cannot wait for that. I have a pre-order for that. That I'm definitely getting day one. And that's it for May. So really only 3 games because Last of Us has been delayed. Next up is June, and there's 2 games here. Fairy Tail at the end of the month on the 26th, and same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. Now, Fairy Tail, I probably won't get day one, but it looks like a game that I would be interested in, and I know a little bit about it because I do have the first season of that show. And Ghost of Tsushima, which isn't really the type of game that I like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. It's not really for me, but there's enough here that makes it a little bit different and kind of strays a little bit more from those games that it looked interesting to me. Enough for me to be thinking about getting a day one. I'm not sure yet 100%. I'm hoping that we get a lot more reviews just before it launches, and I can kind of figure out if it's really something that I would want day one or if I might just wait. But then it's so nice to get games as soon as it's released because there's all the hype going around. Everybody's talking about it, and I really like that. I live off of that, honestly. So that's it. But there is one more game that apparently is slated for Q2. At this point, we have no idea, but potentially Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the remake on Switch, is coming out apparently in Q2 at some point in time. That'd be perfect for June, I think, because there's hardly anything there. Hopefully, honestly, in June we get a lot more information because E3 is kind of happening digitally for some companies, and I hope that we get a lot more information about what's going to be coming out for the rest of the year because it's so barren. I understand because of everything that's going on, they might delay a lot of things. That's just unfortunate. We need video games to get through this. We need that to play. I'm kind of going crazy as it is. It feels so good to talk on here because it feels like I'm talking to a person. It's so strange. And actually, speaking of that, I'm thinking of doing a live stream on Monday. So we're 17, 18, 19, 20. Monday, the April 20th, around 10 p.m. at night because I'm working that day. And as soon as I'm done work, I'm thinking of doing a live stream at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll see how that goes. I might do it before that or afterwards, but at the moment, that's what the plan is. So I'll probably talk about it in my next few videos. I want to do another few videos this weekend because I have some time. So that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you are looking forward to the most coming out in the next few months. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I really tried to look as much as I possibly could, and this is what it came out to. So, anyway, thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.